Peace. Mind Ascension here. I hope that y'all can hear me because the way I have my phone right now, I'm not sure if the speaker's being blocked or not. So as soon as you get the opportunity, let me know if you can hear me or not. Peace to my 6 to 22 strand, 7 to 9 ether, you melanin, selenium based black gods of this planet. Tonight or today, I was strongly encouraged by spirit, and I planned on doing a video outside like I usually do, but I was strongly encouraged by the spirit today, and this current video is about the traits of divinity, because the spirit let me know that there's a lot of us out there that don't even know what makes us divine outside of the melanin and, you know, being black and 9 ether and all the basic to that. To me, in my personal opinion, is kindergarten, preschool shit. I know to a lot of us, it's still brand new. It's still new information. And as I've explained before in the past, we're at the end cycles. We're in the end cycles right now. So we don't have time to attempt to change the minds of those who are still religious or who are still in that preschool state of mind. I'm drunk as fuck. And one thing that we need to understand within our human brain and our human state, that anytime we're under the influence of a drug or under alcohol or whatever the hell we might call it, weed, whatever, it doesn't matter. We open up certain parts of our brain, which is basically nothing but an apparatus of the mind or a instrument of the mind, because your brain and your mind are two different things. They're not the same thing. So when you're drunk or when you're high or when you're all these different things, it doesn't mean that your mind is affected. It actually kind of means the opposite, that your mind sees the crack within the wall of the brain to come through. And this is why we call being drunk or whatever, or alcohol, truth elixir. You dig what I'm saying? That's why if you notice, people that get drunk, they usually disclose a lot of their fears and a lot of their emotions and so on and so forth, because they spend majority of the day and majority of their life suppressing how they feel and what they want to say. So when you're dealing with somebody who doesn't suppress that, you usually just get more of what they already are. And that's the type of drunk that I am as Mind Ascension. When you see Mind Ascension drunk, you're just getting an extra level of Mind Ascension. You're not getting the Mind Ascension who's gonna be completely different than what you've already seen. You're not getting the Mind Ascension that's going to tell you things that you've never necessarily heard. He's just gonna dive deeper into the knowledge that's already been presented and shared. And this is why you have loving drunks, hateful drunks, despising drunks, violent drunks, so on and so forth, because you're talking about a part of the subconscious that's being opened in the brain due to the inebriation by the substance that we call alcohol, which is why we call it the spirit, because the spirit unlocks that part of your subconscious that allows you to be more honest with yourself and more honest with other people. So I'm letting y'all know right now, I'm drunk. I've been drinking all day. And the spirit told me, you need to break this shit the fuck down. And as majority of y'all know, I don't ignore the spirit. I don't, I'm not ruled by my ego. So when certain things occur, I'm going to express them and release them immediately. Those of you that do consultations with me know that I teach you constantly to stop suppressing those parts of yourself that needs to release how you feel, what you're thinking, so on and so forth. This is why having 9 to 5s is actually very destructive. Because when you have to repress, suppress, depress how you're feeling and what you're thinking because you're at work, that's destructive to your spirit. That's why I'm not going to get into this today, but on another level, that's why a 9 to 5 job can actually allow you to leak your soul and can siphon your soul, something that I call soul siphoning. I'm not going to get in this today because this is not the subject today, but a lot of us have siphoned our souls through years of working jobs that we hate. And because we have to be fake all day, pieces of our spirit and our souls get siphoned every 24 hours. And then by the time we're 10 years in, 20 years in, 30 years in, we don't give a fuck about nothing. We don't give a fuck about shit. You tell that same person, so-and-so died, our empathy is gone. Our spirit is gone. Everything is gone. Even our intelligence, sometimes, it's gone. Because all we know how to do is just follow orders. But that's another video. I'm not going to go into that right now. Traits of divinity. Traits of divinity. How do you know that you're divine? And see, the beautiful thing about this video right here is it separates religion from being divine as the God that you were born to be, because religion is a structure that's set up with regulations and specifications and limitations to what you actually are. But divinity gives you the flags and signals that let you know you're on the right path to expanding beyond that human captivity that you're in right now. All right. So this video is traits of divinity. What the fuck really makes you divine? I already did a video a long time ago about what I mean about being a god and all of that stuff. So today is very different. It's not the same, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap into traits, observations, capabilities, and certain things that are very common to all of us, but we don't realize that it's connected to our divinity. So a lot of times we will suppress it, we will stop it, we'll be ashamed of it, or whatever you want to call it, and therefore we won't realize that we're actually suppressing our divine state that's always trying to come out. Understand that your divinity is always attempting to escape its captivity. And I don't even like to use the term escape. Let me put it like this. It's almost like trying to suppress sunlight. Because if you try to suppress the sun, it's not like the sun is fighting you. The sun's not really fighting you. Okay, I'll give you a better. It's like trying to contain water. Water is not fighting you. Water just seeks every possible existence of a release of itself. And that's why water leaks through cracks and holes, and water will warp the wood. It'll warp the plastic. It'll warp anything. It's not trying to escape. It's just so pure that it will destroy any form of construct that tries to contain it. So I don't want to use the term escape. So let me change that term. Your divinity is not trying to escape. It's actually attempting to remain in a beingness. And those of you who have done consultations with me, you know what I'm talking about right now. That beingness, that that's fighting inside you. But because of the environment you're in, because of the family you were raised in, because of the religion you follow, because of whatever the hell your human ass believes, that divinity is being suppressed. And every time it tries to leak and seek its way out, it's looked at as a problem. But anyway, let's get straight into it. Now, I want y'all to understand that the Spirit really let me know that today I'm going to let y'all know real shit about Mind Ascension. Some of y'all been following Mind Ascension for a long time, the very small handful of y'all. And a lot of the lessons that I've created in my past pages that are now blocked and deleted and so on and so forth, I'm blocked all over this motherfucker. I'm probably the least vulgar person who's probably the most blocked. I don't curse people out. I don't talk vulgarity and overly exaggerated hood shit like I hear a lot, and which I can, because I could be a hood nigga in a minute on your ass, nigga. Believe that shit. Believe that shit. Done been to jail, done been homeless, done been jumped, done fought for my life, stabbed, all type of shit, all right? So I know how to be a hood nigga, but I understand that, I've tapped into a divinity that my intelligence and explanation supersedes the hood nigga in me. I could tap into the hood nigga at any time. And this is what divinity is. If we study the stories about Jesus and we study the stories about all the divine prophets and so on and so forth, they always came down as poor, homeless, gutter, thug. They hung around prostitutes, so on and so forth. You understand what I'm saying? So I've always had that capability. But at the end of the day, the sufficiency and efficiency of what I'm attempting to portray or put across is more important than the ability to be able to portray myself to which every hood nigga could understand. I'd rather portray myself to what every intelligent nigga can understand. Now, traits of divinity. Some of y'all don't even know what makes you motherfucking divine. Say that again. Some of y'all don't even know what makes y'all motherfucking divine. And the traits that I'm about to go into tonight, add them up. If you're over 50%, you a divine motherfucker. If you're under 50%, be open. Don't let your ego block the shit. Oh, fuck that nigga. What the fuck you know? Don't let your ego block that shit. Anthony, peace, God. Knowledge, understanding, noble guidance. Peace to the kings in the room. You dig? Rashid, peace, God. Knowledge, understanding, noble guidance. Peace to the kings in the room. You heard? But don't let certain things stop you from your own divinity, because that's what a lot of us do, to be honest. Now, traits of divinity. What makes you divine that you don't even motherfucking notice? Hey man, my guy got a drink in his hand. Keep doing your thing, my brother. Peace, peace, King. Knowledge, understanding, noble guidance. Peace, King. I appreciate all of y'all that's tuning in right now. I love y'all to death. Y'all don't even understand. I love y'all like I love myself because I know y'all myself. But I'm not going to get into that. Let's keep going. Now, the Spirit speaks to me. Let me get this out the way. Like I already started with. A lot of the lessons that some of y'all have followed me for many years now, and that, let's be real, I'm not kissing my own ass. I do my best to follow other teachers. I do my best to find master teachers because I am a student until I die. So I'm always looking for master teachers. So I'm saying this humbly right now. I don't see a lot of people teaching divinity. I don't see a lot of black people teaching divinity. All these popular ass, a million, thousands of fucking views and millions of followers, all these popular ass, I don't see them teaching divinity. I don't see them teaching why you're divine. I don't see them teaching all the aspects of this concept of you're a spirit in a human body having an experience. I've never heard nobody break that shit down. I broke it down already, and I'm gonna break it down again tonight. I don't hear people doing this. They sound good. They make you feel good. They give you confidence. They are the gateway drug to the addiction of knowledge and culture. Knowledge and culture. Knowledge and culture is not divinity. Knowledge and culture is not divinity. I'm drunk. I'm drunk. Y'all gonna get the real shit tonight. I'm drunk. Knowledge and culture is not divinity. It's not. Just because you know every tribe on the planet, just because you know every ancient indigenous culture, don't make you divine. The spirit let me know that today and tonight, I keep saying tonight, but it's daytime in my area, in my region, and I usually don't do videos in the daytime. I usually do my shit at night, and this is how you know it's my day off from my own manifestation. I'm not gonna go into that, but anyway, the spirit said, let these motherfuckers know the traits of divinity so they know when they're on a divine path of themselves. And I'm not talking that goddamn namaste bullshit. I'm not talking that bullshit you see on Instagram. I'm not talking that bullshit you're reading in your books. And no disrespect. Read it all. Absorb it all. But majority of it is bullshit. It's the crumbs. You're being fed the crumbs as an appetizer, as a main course. And it don't add up. And you know it don't add up because you don't feel the shit. I've quit my main paying job and been able to do what I motherfucking do right the fuck now because of my mental manifestation. I'm not rich. But guess what? The life I choose, I live it freely because of what I manifest. I don't follow rules. I'm blocked everywhere. I'm deleted everywhere. But guess what? In my daily life, I don't follow none of this shit. All of this recessive bullshit, I don't follow none of this shit. Not even a little bit. I get my groceries, I go shopping, I go everywhere I want to go within my 5 boroughs or my city. I do what I want to do. I don't follow none of this shit. But for some strange reason, I have zero problems. It's the same way that when I came out of jail, and thankful and grateful to the divine aspect of myself, when I went in and realized my mentality and my projection of energy created a gratification and a magnetism that allowed police and so forth to gravitate towards me. But then when I changed that energy for some strange reason, police repelled from me. And I never had to worry about the motherfuckers again. I was just teaching police the other fucking day. I'm not even gonna get into that shit. Just a month ago, I was teaching police. I was teaching them. But anyway, now, traits of divinity. What the fuck specifically are your internet teachers giving you specific shit? Ask yourself that. While you log off from me, while you get off and, oh, this nigga screaming, oh, this nigga that, oh, this nigga that, or whatever the fuck, and you get off my page and you go to somebody else's shit, are they giving you specifics? Specifics? Are they giving you the scientific equations to your divinity? Or are they just regurgitating shit that sounds good as fuck that you already heard from the next nigga, the next bitch, the next black man, the next black woman, the next whatever the fuck you want to call it? Are they giving you the scientific equations to why the fuck you are what the fuck you are? Don't give me that ether shit. Don't give me that melanin shit. I don't want to hear it. That shit is old. It's old now. It's ancient now. Everybody in the world know melanin. I see niggas with onks on. That's the dumbest motherfuckers on the planet. Dumb as shit. Dumb as fuck. And they got onks around their neck. That's the new fad now. That's the new trend now. It don't mean shit no more. Do you know what you are? Do you know the traits that's evident of your divinity? One more time. Do you know the traits that's evident of your divinity? Take a sip. All right. So let's get into this. See a lot of y'all coming and going. That's fine. Let's get into this. The traits of divinity. The traits of divinity. What do you do on a daily basis that makes you divine, but you're not aware of it? See, that's one thing I don't hear a lot of people talking about. They don't talk about the tendencies and the behavior of divine beings that themselves are not even aware of. Keep doing it then. What's a master teacher? We'll get into that. That's a great question. Thank you so much. Ooh, I love you. I love y'all when y'all tune in. I love y'all when y'all ask questions. What's a master teacher? I'm gonna get to that. Don't let me get off this motherfucker until I get on to that, because I've thought about that so long and had it in my head for so long. I know what that is, and I don't want to differentiate from what I'm trying to what I'm attempting to get to right now. Remember, first step, vocabulary. Notice when Mind Ascension talks, I always correct myself while I'm talking, because I was about to say try, but then I said I don't want to defer from what I'm getting to. All right? Bear with me. Bring it up later. Because what makes a master teacher? That's an excellent question. Thank you so much. It's gone now. Let me see if I can bring it back up. Conscious book reviews and more. Thank you so much, divine being. I don't know if you feminine or you masculine, but either way, thank you so much, divine being. That was an excellent question. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, or yes, ma'am. But anyway, traits of divinity. Let's get into this shit. What exactly lets you know that you're already in an activated divine state but you just don't know you are, which is technically what makes you a weirdo, or what makes you all the things people make fun of you about in this society. So let's get into it, all right? Traits of divinity. Now, mind you, let me say one more time, because I know I said this in the beginning, but I got to say it one more time before I start. Majority of the information that those of you who have been following Mind Essential for years now, over 5 years, if you remember my first page, my second page, my third page, a lot of the lessons, the fact that they weren't really touched on by other people, they came to me through a intuitive state. A lot of times my information came mentally, and then what I did was I found the physical evidence to support the information that was sent to my subconscious, and then I made a lesson out of it. I just didn't tell anybody this shit. I just didn't tell it. There's a lot of times like today, today's my day off, whatever you want to call that. But anyway, and I had a travel which humans call dreams. All your dreams are travels. All your dreams are travels. You're traveling in that motherfucker, all right? You're either traveling as yourself, and sometimes you're traveling as another spirit. But that's another subject. I'm not going to go into that. But all your dreams are travels. So I had to travel today. And then after I had to travel, I had this strong urge, this strong craving for something to deter my subconscious. Whether you want to call it weed, whether you want to call it liquor, whatever. First, I got a strong craving for weed, and then that went over real fast because I'm not a pothead, and when I smoke weed, I get real lazy. So, first I had a craving for weed, which lasted for a short minute. And then something told me, said, listen, tap into the spirit today. You need to make a video today about what divinity and the traits of divinity are. And then I was just drinking all motherfucking day. I don't do that shit. When I drink late at night. I don't drink during the daytime. So when it comes to the spirit, I obey the spirit. I never fight the spirit. I never fight the spirit. And that's what allowed me to break the religion of my diet in this current year. I can't say in years, because only in this current year did I break the foundation of my diet, which was vegetarian, because my spirit was enforcing it. So I listened to my spirit. And any of you that follow Bobby Hammond, any of you that listen to Brother Panic and stuff, any of you that listen to any real occultists, and even though the term occultist does put you in a box, it puts you in a much more broader span of box that always has a door open for you to leave it. That's the beauty of occultism. Because the door is always open for you to get the fuck out or come back in. And some of y'all are scared of occultism. Some of y'all are scared of spells. Some of y'all are scared of witchcraft. Some of y'all are scared of not just studying herbs for their physical medicinal properties, but studying herbs for their spiritual properties and getting deeper in that. That's another video. I'm not going to go into that. Anyway, I said, oh shit. What you saying to me, spirit? What you letting me know I need to do today, spirit? Spirit said, nigga, get drunk, nigga. Get drunk and tell these motherfuckers what divinity is and what makes them the divine that they don't even recognize, but that they do on a daily basis. And I obeyed the spirit. I went out. got my favorite drinks, mixed the motherfuckers up, and I obeyed the spirit. Been drunk all motherfucking day. And by the way, just like I said in the beginning of this video, pay attention to those who get drunk and get angry, who get drunk and get violent, who get drunk and get sexual. Pay attention now, because they call this shit spirit for a reason. It opens up parts of you that are dormant based on your own suppression, based on the society that you're in. Many of us suppress parts of ourselves because of the society that we're in. Oh, I'm a lady, I can't act like this. I'm a woman, I shouldn't act. Oh, well, I'm a businessman, I can't da-da-da. Nobody should see me like this, somebody should see me like that. And by the way, it activates the ego as well. Study real occultist motherfuckers. Occultist motherfuckers don't have limitations. You fuck around with the right occultist nigga, that nigga might tell you to smoke crack for one night, so you can see the demons that exist in your motherfucking realm. And we ain't gonna go there though. Let's continue. All right, let's continue. Anyway, let's continue. Now, traits of divinity. Hold on one second, family. Let me release. Now, let's continue. Traits of divinity. What are the traits that you currently possess that you're not even aware of that makes you divine? What are they? Specifically. Now, for those of you that follow certain teachers, I haven't watched your videos in a minute, God. Peace. Yes, peace. Peace to all my kings and all my queens. And when I say kings, and when I mean my queens, knowledge, understanding, noble guidance for my kings. Qualities uniting, essential earth nurturing for my queens. Y'all know what that means. Big difference between mind ascension and other people saying these terms and these words, which mean nothing but self-gratification that make you feel good. I don't give a fuck about making you feel good. I want you to know what the fuck you supposed to be or what you already are. Some of y'all already are these things, and some of y'all are supposed to be these things. I'm here to be the gap or to be the conduit between the two. All right? Now, traits of divinity. The first one I had to write down, because I wrote a long ad. Look at this list, y'all. The spirit came to me, and I had to write all this shit down. The spirit came to me, and I wrote all, and not only did I had to write all this shit down, but I even had extra shit. I had shit that couldn't fit on one page. But anyway, how many of y'all enjoy being bucky ass naked? Bucky naked! How many of y'all enjoy being bucky ass naked? How many of y'all enjoy being what you were when you were born in this world? Buck ass naked. I know I'm one of them. Sometimes it's hard for me to make a video because I gotta put clothes on. And a lot of times, it's really my ego with certain things, too. I ain't gonna hold you. It's my ego. How many of y'all love being butt-ass naked? many of y'all love being butt ass naked? How many of y'all got your own place just so you could be naked? Some of y'all moved out of places that you could have lived in forever and saved money and all of that. And to be honest with you, I'm talking to the women right now too, because in my personal studies and understandings and science of the feminine is to be held in a certain regard until someone else can take her out of that regard and hold a higher regard for her. And this is why when you study ancient societies or traditional societies, the woman stayed home until she was married. It wasn't until she was independent. The woman stayed home until she was married. The man was kicked out the house by a certain age, whether you want to say 18, 21, whatever, because that's enough. I'm doing my best not to sidetrack, because I have a tendency to sidetrack to other information, but let's just follow modern society. Modern society, I was kicked out of my house at 16 years old. I had my own place at 16 years old. And from 16 years old, I was independent until today. Till today. So that's not a common thing for the feminine, for the female. So, but in traditional society, the female was waiting on another man to take her out of her home and put her in another home to where she had the same borders, the same respect, the same protection, the same everything as the home that her father provided and now a new man provides. And this is where the term daddy comes from, which a lot of y'all independent, retarded ass bitches who have regurgitated and who have adopted this new feminine tendency. Now you demonize the term, but the term comes from the title that fits the actual function. Let me say that again. The term comes from the title that fits the actual function, because a real man will make sure that you have autonomy and freedom within your own realm that he can provide to you. And therefore, he becomes your new father. And you now call him daddy, because the term fits the function that he fulfills. One more time. The term fits the function that he fulfills. That's why if your ass is not financially stern and stable, you can't play the polygamy game, nigga. I can't play the polygamy game. I keep it real with y'all right the fuck now. I'm drunk as fuck. I don't give a fuck. I can't play the polygamy game right now. I can't play polygyny game right now. I don't have the money. I don't have the space. I will never put a woman in a circumstance to where she has the possibility to lose her freedom or lose her comfort because of my inadequacy, because of my deficiency, whatever the fuck white people made up the word, deficiency. So therefore, I can only afford one woman. So even though I might be mentally and physically capable of pleasing more than one woman, I will never take on more than one woman, because financially and prosperity wise, I'm not capable of creating that expansion necessary. And I recognize it in myself. Recognize that shit. I do consultations all the motherfucking time. Recognize your shit. Recognize your shit. God damn it. Stop allowing your ego to make your decisions. Recognize your shit. I know I can't take on 2-3 women right now. Only one woman. I can only take on one woman right now and provide her with the space that I'm going to have to share with her ass. Because I'm broke. But I'm not broke to where I can't provide. I'm not broke to where I can't teach. I'm not broke to where I can't create comfort. But I'm broke to where I can't create a realm that's separate for each individual female in my life. And I recognize that shit. I don't deny that shit. My ego don't come in and pretend like that's not a reality for me. It's a reality. And there's different things I could go into that made it a reality, but that's irrelevant. That don't even matter right now. But anyway, let's continue. So, the first thing the Spirit had me write down in my list of divine traits of divinity, in my list of traits of divinity, the first thing that came to mind was, do you have the ability to be in your birthday suit 24/7? Can you stay home and be butt ass naked and don't have to worry about being judged or being ridiculed or embarrassed or whatever the hell you call all this shit? Now, this list is not in any necessary order, so all the things, they're going to be rearranged. They're not going to be in any order. So, because I feel that nudity is not first on the list, but it was the first thing that came to me, because when I come to fuck home, and a lot of y'all know this shit, what the fuck you like to do when you come home? Rip all that shit off. Because don't clothes feel like prison to you? You want to rip all that shit off. I try my best to buy pajamas and all that shit. When I had the money and I was doing my thing, I bought silk pajamas and robes and shit. It don't even matter. That shit don't even fit either. I want to be bucket naked. I want to be naked in my house, sipping on my motherfucking shit. Like a king, nigga. Like a god, nigga. Balls, dick, hanging. My woman around, bucket naked. If we look at the indigenous people of this planet, bucket naked. The babies, bucket naked. Even the kings and queens were bucket naked. You know why? Because when you start going into jewelry aligns with the chakra system or the endocrine system. So that's not clothes. We're still not talking about clothes. If you look at every indigenous society, they only have respect for the protection of parts of their body. So they might wear a loincloth around their reproductive section, but everywhere else they're bucket naked. And you know what else this eliminates? The ego to look the best. Let me say that one time. Being butt-ass naked eliminates the part of the ego that makes you want to dress better than somebody else. Let's continue. What's the next one? Now, I'm reading y'all a list from the Spirit that spoke to me today. The second one after being butt-ass naked, that's part of the traits of divinity. For all of y'all that might be coming in and chiming in and out or whatever it is, we're talking about traits of divinity. We're talking about certain behaviors and traits that you might not be aware of that you do on a daily basis that makes you divine without even knowing it. A lot of us, men and women, we love to be butt-ass naked. We love to be butt-ass naked. You know who you are now. You get pissed off when there's somebody in your house. You get pissed off when you got a visitor around, cause you can't be butt ass. So now you got to be proper and shit. You get pissed off. You get pissed off Oh shit. My uncle coming today. My auntie coming today. My cousin coming today. My so-and-so coming in today. Now I gotta wear this shirt. Now I gotta wear this tank top. Now I myself, I have specific clothes that make me feel naked, but that still cover my body when I know I have company that I can't be naked around. I know I ain't the only one. I know I ain't the only one. All right. So let's go to the next one, y'all. Very little vices and addictions. Now, mind you, all these things are not in order. They're random because they came to me today and the spirit told me I have to express them. I have to share them. I have to let people know. And I wrote them down. I wrote them down today. I wrote them down. All right. So, by the way, shout out to my quarter student, my part-time student slash great intelligent brother, King Ramesses, you know what I'm saying? Highly intelligent brother. He's the one that actually got me writing shit down again, because I wasn't writing shit down at all. I didn't write nothing down, y'all. I wasn't writing shit because I was so tuned into not having the need to write that I actually didn't even realize the importance of writing shit down, because I was studying Dr. Delbert Blair. I was studying so many different occultists that they used to always teach that not having to write things down and memorizing them and all these different levels. But anyway, whatever. I'm getting off track. Number 2, how many vices do you have? How many addictions do you have? Do you need to smoke weed every fucking day? You know who you are. You know who you are. Do you need to smoke weed every day? Do you need to drink every fucking day? I know I'm an alcoholic. I am an alcoholic. And when I say I am an alcoholic, I was saying this to a good brother that I work with the other day. And he was like, what the hell are you talking about, bro? You're not an alcoholic. What's wrong with you? And I said, bro, the fact that I need to have a drink after I do certain things, or after I come home from work, or after whatever. See, we allow white people to dictate what an addiction is. But an addiction is anything that controls your behavior and your mindset for even a split second. Even a split second. So yeah, I don't drink every day. No. But majority of the time, I need to sip on a little bit of beer. I'm an alcoholic. If you study Dr. Laila Africa, who's my personal teacher, I have pictures with him. I've paid probably in thousands now. I can't count. I know it's high hundreds, low thousands. I paid for classes with Laila Africa. I'm a Dr. Laila Africa student. I'm an alcoholic. I'm an alcoholic. By his terms, I'm an alcoholic. So I embrace that shit. But then I also recognize it in order to control it. So I have nights where I don't drink at all. Then I have nights where I just fucking drink and I just get drunk. But just the fact that I have nights where I don't drink at all doesn't mean that I stop being an alcoholic, because I still have to remind myself mentally to not partake in something that technically is not beneficial to my body. But that might open up my subconscious, because just because something is not beneficial to your body don't mean it don't open up your subconscious. Y'all following me? Just because crack fucks your body up, just because heroin fucks your body up, just because LSD and all these other things fucks your body, does not mean it does not open up certain passages within your frontal cortex or your cerebral cortex and all these different parts of your brain to allow you access to different parts of things based on your intentions. Intentions. See, that's the problem with drug addicts, because they get high and their only intention is to get high. But if your intention was for the truth and for spiritual enlightenment, you could get high and reach levels of spirituality that you would have never reached without getting high. It's another subject. It's the consistency that makes you a quote unquote addict. It's your consistency. You see? It's my consistency that makes me an alcoholic. The fact that I need to drink 5 days, 4 days out of the week. Once I'm overriding the numbers of time, if there's 7 days of the week and I need to drink 4 days out of the 7, I'm alcoholic. Now, I'm not out there doing stupid shit. I'm not out there beating people up. I'm not out there, being retarded on the streets or whatever. I'm drunk right now making a video with y'all. I am drunk. I'm drunk. And I am speaking intelligently and I'm speaking intuitively. I'm speaking certain things to y'all right now. But that doesn't mean that technically I'm still not participating in something that maintains and sustains and enables my quote unquote addiction. But also I obey the spirit. Now we're gonna get to that in a minute. I don't want to take too long because I know I'm taking too long already. Number 3. Number 1 was being butt ass naked. All of y'all that love being butt ass naked, that's a divine trait. Number 2, very little vices and addictions. For those of you that don't need to smoke weed every day, for those of you that don't need to drink every day, for those of you that don't need to smoke cigarettes every day, for those of you that don't need to pop pills every day, for those of you that anything you don't need to do every single day is not an addiction for you. And this also falls under the aspect of food and eating. If you can't fast consistently, you're addicted to food. That's a problem too. I know that we live in a society, in a paradigm under European rule that teaches us that eating every single day, 3 times a day is a normal thing. It's not a normal thing. It's not a normal thing. It's not a normal thing. I don't care what the fuck you eat. The importance is the moderation. So if you eat pork every day, that's a problem. But if you eat pork once a month, that's fine. Oh yeah, I know I done pissed off some Muslims. I know I done pissed off vegetarians. I know I done pissed off vegans because you're in a fucking religion. You're in a religion. Admit to yourself, you're in a religion. Same with my friend who I smoke with. He always wonders how I can just smoke anytime and I want to depend on that. Absolutely. Absolutely. You are the master of your body. You go, hey, I done had a couple dreams I was getting high. Let me go smoke a little bit of weed today and then not smoke for a month. You're the master. You're the master. But we all know that there's a lot of y'all out there that feel if y'all don't smoke weed every day, you can't function. I've met y'all. I can't say I used to be one of y'all. I'm thinking. I don't ever think I used to be that deep in weed to where I felt like if I didn't smoke, because Because I hear a lot of people that go, oh, if I don't got my joint, if I don't got my blunt, I can't go to work. I can't move. I can't do this. I can't do that. There's a lot of people that feel they can't function without weed. Makes sense why the food industry is so big. Many people, absolutely. It's addictive. You're talking about addictive substances. Anything that creates a consistency within your behavior and within your function within live everyday reality is a problem. And that includes food. That's not exclusive to just, over the counter street drugs. That's not just exclusive to that. If you need a Mickey D's hamburger every fucking day, you got a problem, nigga. You got a problem. If you need chicken wings every day, you got a problem. You need ribs every day, you got a problem. You need a veggie sandwich every day, you got a problem. If you can't consistently go days and times without eating nothing, you got a problem. Of course, we don't look at it like that because we're conditioned by the current society. But anyway, I'm going on to, let's continue. Now, number 3, see life in everything. How many of y'all live like children? Like children. Look at the babies. Look at the babies. They go outside. How you doing, Miss Ladybug? How you doing, Mr. Tree? Hey, Miss Rock. Oh, don't get me started. The babies, they can recognize gender and shit without gender. Hey, Mr. Rock. Hi, Mrs. Leaf. Oh, this is your family? Hey. That's Divinity. That's divine. And you sitting there talking about, ew, don't touch that. That's dirty. That's nasty. Don't bring that in this house. How many of y'all kids try to bring leaves and rocks back into the house and you tell them no? Mason, one girl, how she can't eat unless she smokes. Oh, addiction. Oh, yeah, I only smoke cigarettes after I eat. I only smoke cigarettes when I drink. Oh, I need to smoke weed to do so and so. Oh, well, I didn't have my coffee today, or I didn't have breakfast today, so now I'm a bitch. You got a fucking addiction. I don't give a fuck, female or male. You got an addiction. How many people I didn't have my coffee today. That's why I'm acting like this. You're a fucking slave. You're a fucking slave. But anyway, let's continue. Life in everything. Look at your beautiful babies. Look at your beautiful children. Hi, Miss Ladybug. Mommy, can I bring this home? Ew, the fuck you want to bring that home for? That's dirty. That's this, that's that. Your children are seeing the spirit. They're seeing the spirit in this shit. And you're breaking their spirit. Let them bring the rock home. Let them bring the leaf home. Let them bring the ladybug home. You're breaking their spirit. They can see shit. You can't. They can see shit you can't. Oh, mommy, the sun is a female. Oh, mommy, the moon is this. Oh, mommy, oh, daddy, this is that. That is this. That is. Oh, get out of here with all that. Shut up. That's not true. That's not this. That's not that. White people didn't tell me that's correct. Stop forcing your own destruction and your own suppression on your children. Stop that shit. Unless it's crack, heroin, rape, abuse, let the fucking kids do what the hell they want to do. And here's the best way you do it. Make it efficient. If you have a daughter or a son that wants to bring rocks and leaves in the house, build them a terrarium. Let them have a box where they can put all that shit in and they can see through it, which is called a terrarium. Let them put the rocks inside the little glass case. Let them put the leaves in there. Let them put the bugs in there. Let them have a bug collection. I understand you don't want it running wild, and I get that. But I guarantee you, when you allow them to know that spirituality is not just recognizing the spirit in everything, but also the combination of hygiene, they're going to practice that shit. As a matter of fact, you're going to hear them when you put your ear to the door. Miss Ladybug, you know you can't come out of there, right? Mr. So-and-so, don't make a mess, so-and-so and so. You're going to hear them telling the spirits of those entities and those organic structures what they can't do. And they're going to listen to them. Only until you destroy that shit does it become a problem. But that's another subject, and that's another lesson. See life in everything. This is a trait of the divine. That's why children, y'all heard Mind Ascension say for years, the child is the closest thing to God. Y'all have heard me say that shit for years. Any of y'all that really been listening to me, any of y'all that really been paying attention, you've heard me say the child is the closest thing to God. Second is the woman, because she creates the child. Y'all have heard me say this. So every time you make your child feel stupid or feel like shit for recognizing the spirit within an insect, for recognizing the spirit within an object, for recognizing the spirit within an organic structure, you're abusing that child. Teach them hygiene. Teach them organization. Don't try to persuade them to deny what they feel inside when they see something. Because a lot of times they're seeing spirits that are around your motherfucking ass. And because your child got to go everywhere your motherfucking ass go, they're seeing your motherfucking spirits, god damn it. They're seeing your motherfucking demons, nigga. Because your motherfucking babies follow you. So they're seeing your dead motherfucking spirits. They're seeing your motherfucking demons. They're seeing your motherfucking entities around you. And you gonna demonize them or tell them some dumb shit because they seeing some shit that's circling your retarded ass. But because you follow white people, you think that's not real. What's a succubus? What's an incubus? Motherfucker. What have you gravitated in your life? What has been the consistency on your brain captivity, which is an electromagnetic center? Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Let's move on. Empathy and consideration. Now, this is something that I experience a lot. Some of us have this natural tendency to open the doors for other people, have this natural tendency to see other people that's like trying to, lift something in their car or do certain things, and immediately we run over and we don't even think about it. I'm that way. I don't know about y'all, but I'm that way. When I see anybody struggling to do something, immediately I run over and help them do it and get it over, and then I just walk away right after. I don't look for thank you. I don't look for money. I don't look for nothing. I just walk away right after. Because for some strange reason, I feel this strong obligation to help anything physical or spiritual going on with people that I can see. So now this goes into the chivalry aspect of the masculine. Today I'm noticing that you can open the door for motherfuckers, and they'll walk through and don't say shit. You can help motherfuckers and they don't say shit. They don't even acknowledge your presence. See, these are things that involve the soul. Because if you notice, even a person that's chopping people up and frying their body parts for dinner, they can still have consideration. So it's more of a spiritual thing. There's a difference between spirituality and the soul. There's a difference between the spirit and the soul. Give me 1 second. Hold on. One thing that I will admit that personally does piss me off in my human aspect is inconsiderate people. When I hold the door for a man, because I'm the type of person that I will open the door for a male or female. I don't care what gender you are. If I see you coming and you got something in your hand, or even if I just see you coming and you don't got nothing in your hand, I'll open the door for you. And when you walk through and you don't even, not only do you not look at me, you just don't even acknowledge my entire existence. I already know there's something wrong with your soul. I know there's something wrong with your soul. Because even if you're not taught that, there's something inside the soul that allows you to acknowledge a certain tendency of consideration. So, consideration is a huge flag of somebody that has a soul and somebody that also has a spirit, and then also somebody who's connected to divine state. Because don't get me wrong, this don't mean you can't be a killer. This don't mean you can't be the biggest gangster in the world. Let's keep it real. Some of y'all who's from my era, all right? I'm over 30. We know niggas that'll tie your moms up, nigga. Tie your moms up. Cut fingers off your baby. And still say please and thank you. When you do some shit. Thank you. Oh, please. Da, 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 da. Be the most loving motherfuckers. As we know, I love, for some reason, I always love horror movies. I always love that type of stuff. And I always study serial killers. I study serial killers and things of that nature. And what do they say? Oh my God, he was the nicest neighbor I ever had. That's the spirit. That's the spirit. So let's not confuse the soul and the spirit dictating your own physical actions that destroy people. It's only projecting the evidence that you possess one or the other. Because there's people out there that'll say please and thank you and then chop you up and make you a fucking hamburger. And then there's people out there that won't even acknowledge you, but depending on how well they know you, they'll help you out. Because one thing I learned about people that don't have consideration for certain things, they're not really that helpful either, but they're helpful to people that they really fucking love or that they really have an obligation to, if you know what I'm saying. Like if I'm your mother and I raised you, then yeah, you might open the door for me. You know what I'm saying? But that don't necessarily mean that consideration is inside you. And I have to admit, and I'm admitting to y'all now, that shit pisses me off. Like when I'm out and about and I'm around humans and I open the door for people and I do little things that I do naturally because it's just naturally how I am, and they don't even acknowledge my existence, that shit lets me know what you are and what you are not. And it kind of pisses me off, you know. It kind of pisses me because all you have to do is just nod. All you have to do is just say thank you or whatever. Like, it's not like you have to do some acrobatic tendency or trait to acknowledge what I've done for you. All you have to, you can honestly just give me a nod and I'm happy. I open the door for you. You coming in with some boxes. I open the door and I'm happy with the nod. So for the people that can't even give you a nod, in my personal opinion, it tells you a lot about their spirit. It tells you a lot about their soul. And it tells you damn near a lot about their character. Spirit, soul, character. That might be another video. Let's continue. I got a long list, y'all, so I'm going to wrap this up soon. I guess I'm going to make a part 2 because I know we're going over an hour. But let's go to one more. Now, see life and everything. We talked about that. Empathy, consideration. The empathy part. What is empathy? Empathy is being able to resonate. Empathy is resonation. And you got some people that will listen to your story and they will empathize with you because of the resonation that they have with your own energy that you're projecting at the time. This is why a lot of people can trick and fool people by creating a circumstance to where they're under some type of detriment, and then the person listening to them wants to help them immediately. So your empathy, which in my personal teaching and opinion has been our downfall as human beings on this earth, due to the recessive, because our humanity is attached to our empathy. So when we see a group of people that's starving, we let them in our house. And then when they rob and kill us and then take over our house, we're like, hey, what happened here? What's going on? This is weird. I didn't expect this. This doesn't make any sense. But guess what? Your empathy opened the door to something that you didn't expect because you were so concerned with the human aspect of another person that you never took in consideration that they could be something that you weren't prepared for. And this is why myself and other people, because I'm not the only one, teach that humanity is captivity, because being a human comes with a lot of empathy. You got to always feel how somebody feel. And that's why if you notice, the recessive uses feelings a lot. Hey, this so-and-so person who identifies as a sexual orientation, they got beat up today. How you feel about that? They make you feel guilty a lot. They make you feel like you need to support something that you don't even agree with because they know that you're the real human. They can reject 1,000 things every day because they know they're not real humans. You see? So that empathy and that need to protect and support things that we connect to ourselves is one of our greatest downfalls, especially in history. Because if we study our history on this earth and all of our numerous continents, we weren't taken over by force in the beginning. Force was the last aspect. In the beginning, it was the brotherhood. They always hear melanated humans talking about, if we were this and we were that, how did white people do this? How did white people do that? They did that by playing on your humanity. They walked into your house. They said, good morning. How you doing, sir? We came to preach the good word. Do you have 1 minute for us to preach the word of love and God? And you said yes. And they came into your house, raped and killed your ass, and then claimed the house for themselves and said you never lived there. It's the same concept. That's what the missionaries did. That's what all the missionaries did. They didn't come there as war people because they knew that you already were the top colonizers. Black people and the indigenous people of the earth were the first colonizers. Colonization doesn't mean good or bad. I kicked down the door of a crack house and I turn it into a habitual slash what's the word I'm looking for? I turn it into a y'all know what I'm looking for. Y'all know the word I'm looking for. I turn it into a home to where you can recoup your physical health and reject drugs. You know what I'm talking about. When I came out of jail, they were talking about halfway houses. The halfway house is for people that's not addicted to drugs, but that just went to jail. And then you have what they, I don't know why, excuse me, I do know why. But regardless, you get the point that I'm making. But let's wrap this up. We're going to make a part 2. Don't worry, y'all. We're going to make a part 2. I like to listen to people. And one thing a lot of young brothers told me is, don't make your videos too long. So we're going to break this up. We're going to make a part 2. But I still got this long ass list, y'all. This list is long as fuck. Simple, almost funny. Europeans kind of what a master. Oh, great. Thank you so much. Because I'm gonna get into that. A master teacher is no different than what they say the jack of all trades. Now, here's the problem, because they use the term jack of all trades, but they forget that jack of all trades, master of none, but a master of one is a master of none. So it's just like the pledge allegiance to the flag, or the what's the songs I'm talking about that are they cut them in half so you can't hear the other parts. I will probably be B5Ls until you get They cut them in half so you don't see the other parts. So we talk, my land of the land of liberty, blah, 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 blah. And then you don't hear the racist parts because they cut them off. Same thing. So they say jack of all trades, master of none. But they forget that if you're a master of one, then you're a master of none either. So when we talk about a master teacher, what we're really talking about, and this is a great question to get into. And I'm going to wrap it up with this, and we're going to make a part 2 to this. But this is a great question to get into, because a master teacher is a master teacher because they have the ability to project, express, and break down anything to be understood by anybody. In my personal opinion, that's a master teacher. A master teacher can take any subject, mathematics, history, science, anything, relationships, anything, metaphysics. A master teacher can take anything and break it down and convey it to where it's understood by anybody. Aside from that, you have master scholars. Yeah, you have master scholars. Master scholars have the ability to give you a source to every form of information and knowledge. So they're going to give you authors, they're going to give you books, they're going to give you so on and so forth without any form of rejection, resentment, restriction. That's why one master scholar, in my opinion, to me, Bobby Hemmett is a master scholar. He's not a master teacher. So before I shut this down, let me differentiate the difference. Bobby Hemmett is a master scholar because anything you want to understand, he can refer you to a source that'll give you a better understanding. But he has the, I don't want to say difficulty, he has the tendency to, when he explains something, he can only explain it in a way that is a part of his vernacular, his culture, his southernness, his whatever, all right? Then you have people that are master teachers. In my opinion, y'all don't have to agree with this, it's fine. But let's say like Phil Valentine. He'll teach something, but then he'll give you numerous ways to understand it. That's a master teacher. Like, if anybody asks me any subject I speak, and y'all, as y'all already know, Mind Ascension, I'm constantly looking for people to challenge me. I'm constantly looking for people to, to ask me in-depth questions, because I want to be challenged, because I know what I know. So even though I might have studied it, I still can break it down numerous ways and forms that I can give to a 7-year-old, a 70-year-old, a 17-year-old, a 27-year-old. See, a master scholar can't do that. A master scholar has to go read so-and-so by so-and-so. A master scholar goes, hey, check out so-and-so by so-and-so. That's a master scholar. A master teacher goes, which way would you like me to break that down? After they break it and you still don't understand it, they go, okay, let me give it to you another way. Let me give it to you this way. Let me give it to you that way. Let me give it to you. They will keep, myself, and I don't want to, I'm not giving myself that title, but I've been doing this for a while, and I've taken information and conveyed it in a way that other people don't. And that's one thing I recognize, like a beaming light about myself, because I'm always looking for master teachers. I personally constantly look for master teachers on the internet, on Instagram, on YouTube. I always look for master teachers. So when I ask a question and they go, oh, you're not on my jurisdiction, or you're not on my level, and anybody that's been my student, that's done consultations with me, I don't play them fucking games. I don't do that shit. I don't belittle you because you don't know what I know. I don't put you in a section to not be taught because you don't fit my personal preference of student, which I see a lot of so-called dudes do that y'all follow. As a matter of fact, before Instagram completely wiped me out of existence, majority of my DMs was people asking me to break down other teachers' lessons that they couldn't get from the teacher. And that shit used to piss me off, because you're listening to somebody else telling you some shit you don't understand, and then you come to me so I could break it down for you. A lot of y'all used to do that to me, and I still did it for you. And I still told you for them to come see me, for them to come to me and correct me. And to this day, it didn't happen. To this very day, I've had no challenges. To this very day, and you call it, I'm not popular enough, call it whatever you want, doesn't really matter, but I've had no challenges. I'm open to all criticism. I'm open to all challenges. I'm open to all corrections. To this day, I haven't had one. Besides the people, you're racist. You don't love your mom. You hate women. And besides all that dumb human shit, I haven't had nobody go, hey, can you break down what makes the woman God? And can you break down this? I haven't had nobody say that to me, because when you look at my lessons from my previous pages, they go in so extreme a depth that you don't even have to ask the question. Because that is my purpose, is to provide clarity. I provide clarity. This is the evidence of clarity. The evidence of clarity is a brand new fucking question. So if you ask me what 1 + 1 is, and I tell you it's 3, and then you investigate 1 + 1 and realize it's 2, You come back to me with the same question. Nigga, hold up. Let me ask you again. You said 1 + 1 = 3, but I discovered 1 + 1 = 2. Can you break down where I got that from? Can you show me how it equals 3? See, you don't come to me with the same questions. You come to me with brand new shit. Cause I answer questions. Cause I give clarity. Cause I give explanations. There's nobody on this planet who ever gave real consideration to understanding clarity of anything that I said and left confused and left not knowing and left misunderstood. Nobody could say that shit. You come to Mind Ascension looking for clarity of anything in existence. If I can't give it to you, I'll let you know. I'll be like, listen, I ain't gonna hold you. I never really studied that because I never cared about it. Or I never really studied that because, you know, A, B, and C, 1, 2, 3. Here's the person. Maybe you should look at this person. Maybe you should look at that person. And that's extremely rare, if not 0%. I can't really think about when that's happened. But either way, that's rare. But if you come to me and you're like, hey, motherfucker, you fucking, you know, big head ass, nappy afro ass nigga, you said so-and-so about so-and-so the other day. I don't agree with that. Break that shit down to me. Let me know where you got so-and-so from. Show me the reference. Show me da-da-da-da. And I'll drown you in that shit. I'll drown you in that shit. And here's the problem with humans. Your ego will make you ignore it. Because I don't get you're wrong. I just get ignored. If I give you a whole bunch of shit, you'll just ignore it. You won't get back to me. You won't say nothing. You'll just ignore it. And my ego is not going to chase you to solidify or validate that I'm right. My ego's not going to do that. So once I see you're ignoring me, I'm going to let you ignore me. And I'll move on to my real students that really want to know. Because after they get the answer to a question, guess what? They got a new question. They got a new question after the first one. See, that's how I know I'm doing shit right. Because nobody ever came back to me with the same question. They always come back to me with a brand new question. To wrap this up, a master teacher has the capability to break anything down to anybody. A child, an adult, a professor, a dumb nigga, a smart nigga, a homeless nigga, a hood nigga, whatever. I'll get hood with your ass in a minute. Yo, my nigga, peep this. All right, yo, hold up, all right? So bitches, you know what I'm saying? And these niggas, they pop off and I go, you know what I'm saying? I break shit down to a hood nigga in a minute. I do this shit every day. And then I'll turn around and be a fucking scholar. Well, on contrary, you have to understand that technically the inquiries that we are in, I could do both. You don't want the hood nigga shit? I'll give you the scholarly shit. You don't want the scholarly shit? I'll give you the hood nigga shit. You don't want the hood nigga shit? I'll give you the emotional shit. Well, think about your own son and your own daughter. Do you have children? Well, think about your husband. If your husband came home in A, B, and C and 1, 2, 3 and this and that, and whichever way you want me to convey it, I could convey the same lesson to you any way you choose. But guess what? Your understanding is a choice. So you can choose to not understand what I'm saying. But when you misunderstand what I'm saying by your choice, you definitely can't choose to debate me. Because in order to debate me, you have to have something to present that's contrary to my truth. And you can't do that. So you know what you're going to do? You're going to ignore me. You're going to block me. You're going to report me. You're going to find a way to just get rid of me so you don't have to deal with me anymore. And that's what Mind Ascension goes through every day. Every day. Ignored, blocked, rejected, I don't have challengers. Nobody challenges mine ascension. And I'm not saying this out of my ego. I'm saying this out of observation. I've been doing this for 6 years now. Nobody challenges me. Nobody goes, oh, nigga, you said black woman's God. Nigga, I'm going to show you how that's not true. Nobody does that. Nobody go, oh, nigga, you know, you keep talking about 7 laws and the science and design of nature, and you keep talking about all this or that, and I'm gonna break this down and show you how you're wrong. Nobody does that to me. Maybe I'm not popular enough. Maybe that's it. If that's it, send me out. Send me out. I've had people, I myself have sent videos to those who claim to be master teachers, and there's no response. So if I'm not popular enough, I'm not popular enough. No problem. That's fine. But if I'm really fucking wrong, if I'm really wrong in what I'm saying, correct me. What's stopping you from correcting my wrongness? Think about that. If I'm really wrong, what's stopping you from correcting my inaccurate information? I don't even get that. I don't get that. When people try to correct me and then I ask them, show me and blah, 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 I get emotional shit. You hate this and you hate that, and that's hate speech and that's racist and that's blah. I get a bunch of shit that ain't got nothing to do with logic. That ain't got nothing to do with intelligence. That got everything to do with how you feel. Feeling, you can't debate feelings. When I break down the endocrine system that creates the dysfunction that in return responds or results in what you refer to as homosexuality, I don't have anybody that's defaulting that's proving that wrong. They just call me hateful. They just say that I'm a hateful guy. They call me homophobic. They call me every name that the recessive society has given them to reject what I'm saying. But I haven't heard nobody tell me that the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland does not control the beginning parts of the endocrine system that goes down to the reproductive system that puts arousal within your penis or your vagina to be aroused for the so-called same sex. I don't have nobody tell me and break that down to me how that's wrong. I've never had nobody break it. Nobody ever breaks that down to me. And then when I ask them to do it, they can't do it. I'm always begging for people to debate me. I beg. I'm always begging. I'm always begging for people to correct me, to debate me, and nobody does it. So call it whatever you want to call it. Feel however you want to feel. Mind Ascension has, since day one, Mind Ascension has always been open to debate, to discussion, to correction. I have said this in the past. First of all, I can't do shit now because everything I own is blocked and deleted anyway. But I used to say this in the past. If you can prove me wrong, I'll delete my whole page. I'll delete the whole lesson. But nobody can do that. All they can do is tell me how hateful I am. All they could do is tell me how homophobic I am. All they could do is tell me that I hate women. All they could do is tell me that, I'm racist. I talk about the 6 ether versus the 9 ether. I talk about the pheomelanin versus the eumelanin. And you call me racist. But you can't prove that what I'm saying is wrong. But you just call me racist. And that's another subject in itself, which a majority of y'all already know. That's why I don't even touch on that, because that's human shit. Racism is human shit. We're talking about observation with the conclusion of intelligence. Which is another reason why people don't like me, because I simplify everything. A lot of people don't like me because I take things down to the most simplistic form to where there's no room for debate. And I did that the other day. A great brother, love this brother. And next time I see him, I really want to make a video with him. But Brother came up to me on the street randomly, as it usually happens, and we had a great, amazing conversation. But everything he kept saying, I kept showing him how to break it down to where it don't even mean what you think it means. Like, people always gonna go, oh, this word originates with this group and this region and this country and the Israelites and the Moors and this and then that. Motherfucker, you've been walking the earth for millions of years, nigga. For millions of motherfucking years. So when you tell me about a Jew, a Christian, a Moor, or Israelite, or any of that shit, all you're doing is pinpointing the microscopic aspects of your existence on this planet. And you're locking yourself into that aspect and telling me that that's the truth. That's stupid. I'm sorry, no offense. It's fucking dumb. That's like me being from Queens, but forgetting that at one time in the very near past, Queens was all white people and all black people came from the Brooklyn. But then I forget that all Brooklyn people came from Harlem. And I forget that all black people in New York came from down south. So I'm sitting here debating with you about Harlem being a black Mecca, forgetting that all Harlem or Manhattan was white at one time. And it was the Southerners that moved to the city into the North Side for freedom. I'm forgetting that. Then I talk about Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn. We all, yeah, Brooklyn, nigga. Brooklyn in the house. Brooklyn ain't ancient, nigga. Brooklyn was all white at one time, just like every other place. And then you escaped one place to go to Brooklyn. And Brooklyn became full of niggers. And now you say Brooklyn is the hood. And then you escape from Brooklyn to Queens. And now you say Queens is the hood. Hello? I'm using what I know for those that know. We could go to any other state. We go to North Carolina. We go to Miami. We go to let's look at Miami. You got I forget the name. Hold on. You got Haitian towns. Haitian gangs that run certain parts of Miami. Them motherfuckers wasn't there forever. They're an after effect. But now in 2021, I go to that certain part of Miami that's full of that Haitian gang set or that Haitian mob or that Haitian group or whatever you want to call it. Because I'm forgetting what I'm talking about right now, because you know what I'm talking about. Little Haiti, but I'm not talking about just Little Haiti. I forget the name. But anyway, now I'm like, oh yeah, motherfucker, you in the wrong town. Nigga, you gotta check in. Check in what? Since 1980, nigga? Check in what? Since 83? Check in what? Since 74? Check in what? The fuck you talking about? We go to Crips and Bloods. Yeah, on the West Coast, the motherfuckers go back to the 60s. On the East Coast, the motherfuckers go back to the 90s. They're not even old. And now I got all these young ass motherfucking dumb little kids in New York City claiming Clips and Bloods. And New York City never been part of that shit. Never. But because they don't know any better, they following some shit that don't come with this region, and culture. And now they running around killing each other over some shit that they're imitating, you stupid motherfuckers. You dumb motherfuckers. Source knowledge. How the fuck you claiming Crip and Blood in New York City and that shit didn't even exist past the 90s? Once you pass the 1990s, there's no Crips and Bloods. But if I go to LA, Crips and Bloods go all the way back to the 60s. Who are you following? What are you following? Are you following the source? Are you following source knowledge? Are you following the origin? Or are you just a fucking imitator? You imitating program copy motherfucker? Source knowledge. Mind Ascension teaches source knowledge. I want to go to the beginning of the beginning of the beginning until there's nowhere left to go. Don't tell me about your 1611 King James, you stupid motherfucker. That's why, no disrespect, I have no respect for these goddamn religious dumb motherfuckers. 1611 King James Version, nigga. It's on the book. It's on the front cover. It tells you it's a version. The word version, version, means not original, you stupid motherfucker. That alone should make you think out the box of your Bible, you stupid motherfucker. You stupid. I'm sorry. I don't have pay. I think this is what comes with being a Capricorn, because I know when I study the sign of Capricorn, it comes with that. We don't have patience for stupid shit. It's fucking stupid. It don't got nothing to do with religion. It don't got nothing to do with belief. If on the book that I'm reading, it says 1611, which literally means only 400 years ago, but God is older than the entire earth and older than all of human beings on earth, but you want me to follow a book written in 1611, and then it has the word version at the bottom of it, which means it's not even the fucking original, and then I'm reading it in English, which we all know English didn't even fucking exist at the time that your so-called God was walking the earth. You stupid. You dumb. Being a God and being divine is about using intelligence. It's about using intelligence. I don't have to hate anything you're talking about. All I got to do is look at the front cover. Okay, Holy Bible. All right, cool. 1611 King James Version. Who's King James? That's the first question I have in my head as an intelligent being. 1611. Is that the year? Is that 1611 AD? Once I discovered that 1611 AD and not BC, already, you lost me, nigga. You lost me. I don't even want to read the book. I don't even want to open it. And you telling me that's the word of God? It has nothing to do about not having faith. It don't have nothing to do. It's about using intelligence. It's about using it. Don't tell me that's the word of God and God is older than the earth, but the book that you got me reading is only 400 years old. Don't tell me that. That's not intelligent. Mind Ascension. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to have to make a part 2 because I got a lot of shit on this list. I just don't want to be too long on here because I like to listen to people. I'm always a student. Many of y'all know me. I'm a student for life. For life. A so-called master teacher is forever a slave to the ardent student. Anybody that really wants to know anything or anybody that really wants to understand anything, I'm a slave to them because I have a duty and an obligation to teach them based on what they desire to know. So the master teacher technically is a slave to the student. And this is why y'all always hear Mind Ascension talking about how I'm a servant. All y'all niggas walking around talking about you kings and you gods and you this and you that. A parent is a servant. If you're a mother and you're a father, you're a servant. Yes, Zopound. There you go. Thank you. M Love. Thank you, Zopound. That's who I was thinking about. Zopound gang. Zopound. Yes, yes. Anyway, if you're a mother and you're a father, you're a servant, motherfucker. You're a servant. You are a servant. So if God is my father, he's a servant. He's a servant to me. He must provide an atmosphere and an environment where I can thrive. And even if he's not giving me my wants and my desires, he's still serving my needs for me to survive and for me to grow and for me to become his so-called son who's going to do all these great things as Jesus. A God is a scientist and a servant. So for all y'all idiot humans out there that's constantly talking about how you're not going to do this and you're not going to do that and you're not going to lower yourself to somebody's level and all this dumb shit, that even myself at a lower stage in my life, I used to say, I'm not dumbing myself down and I'm not going to lower myself. Nigga, God can talk to the most lowly, homeless, dope fiend, crack motherfucker and then sit with kings at the round table an hour later. That's God status. That's God status. God status is the ability to touch every single level of consciousness. I could teach a 3-year-old and I could teach a 30-year-old. The same subject as well. That's God's status. See, a king is a subject to a specific type of people. He must be people that he's been authorized to only deal with. I don't claim to be a king. And as y'all already know, I redefine the definition of a king. Because I don't follow the definition given to me by Europeans. I follow the definitions that I've created for a king. Knowledge, understanding, noble guidance. Having the knowledge, having the understanding, having the nobility, and then being able to guide. I don't follow what they tell me a king is. I don't follow what they tell me a queen is. But then even with my definition, it still doesn't fit being a god. Because it's only the first level that leads you up to godship or up to that divinity. I'm a student for life. And I'm a student for life is because knowledge is infinite. There's no break off to where I can say I've learned everything. Anytime you bump it, I don't give a fuck how old they are. Anytime you bump into any motherfucker talking about they already know this and they already know that, get the fuck away from them. Get away from them. Get away from them. Because you can bring up something that I think that I already mastered and give me a piece or a part of that puzzle that I never even knew existed. But because my egotistic mentality has rejected you from giving me that piece of that puzzle, I stay ignorant of that existence of knowledge and information. Because I think I know everything. I don't know everything. It's impossible to know. I had to stop myself because I don't like saying things that are not correct. Because I was studying something recently talking about the ability to know all. But anyway, in my opinion, you can't know everything. You can't know everything. We get confused based on the fact that we only have the questions that reside within the paradigm that we exist in to ask the questions we receive the answers to. So therefore, we think the person that we asking the questions know everything, but you don't even know the questions to ask me that I don't know. So you think I know everything, but that's not true. You just don't have the ability to ask questions that are outside of the paradigm that exists that I can't answer. So now you call me an asshole because you think I'm a know-it-all. No, motherfucker, you just keep asking the same dumbass questions. That's not my fault. That's not my fault. That's not my fault. You keep asking the same dumbass questions because you locked and imprisoned in a paradigm. This is why I'm always open to correction, because I am addicted. I fiend for new information. So if you could ask me a different question I never got before, I'm addicted. I'm addicted. And it opens up certain parts of my brain cavity. It opens up certain parts of my mind system that allows me to go places I never thought to go before. That's why I love interaction and going live, because I open up certain parts of my subconscious. But anyway, whatever. Y'all already out of here. Y'all already gave up on me. So we gonna wrap this up. We gonna have to make a part 2, because I ain't even touch base on this shit. So we gonna have to make a part 2. Mind Ascension, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all because y'all are me. I'm not saying that shit because I'm regurgitating human bullshit. I'm saying I love y'all because if you possess the dominance of you melanin aspect in your skin, and you possess the dominance of 9 ether within your hair follicle, you are me. Peace, beloved. You are me. And I know I love myself. So if I love myself, then I must love anybody that resembles the traits that I possess, that resembles the phenotype that I possess. Peace to my 6 to 22 strand, 7 to 9 ether, you melanin, selenium base, black gods of this planet. I'm out of here. Love y'all to death, Mind Ascension. All consultations, all divination, 646-575-8305. All consultation, all divination, 646-575-8305. If I've touched on anything in any of the videos you ever watch, if you possess any type of soul of integrity, and you know that I've said things that you never heard before, or I've said things that activated parts of your mind that you've never received before, and you want to present a donation or reciprocation, because it takes time and energy to make these videos. A lot of times I don't even want to do certain things, and I still do them for y'all, because I know that there's a handful of people who ask me questions, but they want videos to explain them. If you received information outside of the current so-called normal information from any of my videos, if you learned anything different or new, if you heard anything that you never heard before, if you've got an explanation or a breakdown that you never received off your other teachers, because I can't even count how many times a lot of y'all have came to me asking me to break down another teacher's lesson because they would not respond to you, because they would not answer your questions. And I've broken it down and asked you to ask them. Mind Ascension 1, Mind Ascension 1, $ Mind Ascension 1 is my Cash App for all donation and reciprocation. For those of you who have that integrity in you and know that you done got a lot of shit from my ass, because I see a lot of, now I ain't gonna lie, I'm not gonna say too much, but I see a lot of people out there now saying shit I've been saying for a while. A lot of people follow me that stay quiet and dormant and hide and don't let themselves be known, but then make themselves into all this extra shit. And there's nothing wrong with that. I get it. But let's follow Ma'at. One of the principles of Ma'at is reciprocity. So if you know you received something from me that you never received anywhere else, if you know that you got an explanation that you never got anywhere else, if you know if you've heard something that you never heard anywhere else, don't hesitate to show love, reciprocity, give a donation. $ mine ascension 1 is the Cash App. $ mine ascension 1, all one word, is the Cash App. Show some love, show some appreciation, show some respect. It's not easy being who I am. It's very lonely. Everybody's always against me. Everybody's blocking me. Everybody's deleting me. YouTube, if you check, oh, by the way, please go through my community and YouTube. I don't even know what to call it. It's YouTube. So there's a community section. I post little things in my community section. I'm attempting to use it the same way we use social media. I don't see many people acknowledging it, and that's cool. I get it. I understand, but I'm being blocked everywhere, so I'm attempting to use whatever I have now. Go through my community section. I put movies in there. I put certain things in there that relate to a lot of things that I've taught and a lot of things that I've brought up in subject. There's movies in there that are great classic movies that you should check out on YouTube that deal with a lot of the stuff that's contrary to what we hear today, or that's not addressed, that come from slavery, or addressed that come from our history. I go into a lot of, I don't like to say the words, I go into a lot of glandular dysfunction letter gang. Y'all should understand what I'm talking about. I go into a lot of that, and I give y'all in my community section a lot of these things that you can tap into and that you can see for yourself. I go into the history of ancient Europe and stuff like that. Well, not me, but I post things that are connected to the stuff that I teach. So check out my community section. And I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. The handful of y'all that support me, the handful of y'all that chime in and all of that. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Mine Ascension. I'm out. Peace to my 6 to 22 strand, 7 to 9 ether, you melanin, selenium base, black gods of this planet. What makes you divine? What are the traits of the divine? What are the traits of divinity? Add them up. How many do you possess? Be honest with yourself. And then once you realize what you don't possess, are you going to work towards gaining them? I'm out.